Hello all, and welcome back to the channel. Please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel if you want to see more LEGO builds. Today we are going to be building the story of Nian. This set was released back on January 11th of 2021. This set has 1,067 pieces and retails for around $80. I found that the total building time of this set is roughly around an hour to an hour and a half, so it does not take too much time commitment. I would have to say that the set is not very difficult to build because it is targeted to children who are ages 8 and above. I'll be honest though, I was not too excited about this set because it just consists of a large wall element and a fairly detailed dragon that is similar to the ones that you would find in a Chinese dragon dance. The set that I really was excited for and wanted to buy the most was the Spring Lantern Festival, which I will actually feature in a future video. Regardless of whether I'm a fan of this set or not, this set sold out quickly upon release, so I was lucky enough to buy one on launch day. So in step 1, we are building the snow-covered base and the foundations of the wall. There's really nothing too remarkable about this part of the build. I mean, well, how interesting can a snow-covered ground get, right? However, the foundation is the most important part because you need to build on the foundation to make something better. Anyway, the story of Nian is in the collection of Lunar or Chinese New Year sets and is the 8th or 9th set. Well, depending on if you count the Spring Lantern Festival as the 8th or 9th set, released in this line of Legos. I would have to say that ever since these Lunar/Chinese New Year themed sets were released back in 2019, I have been a huge fan of them and have been avidly collecting and building these types of sets ever since. Well, despite my misgivings of the set, however, I believe that it still captures Asian culture, especially during the Chinese New Year perfectly. For example, you have the big fireworks going off right above the tall wall element. There is a man in a Year of the Bull costume holding a long string of firecrackers. There are children playing with sparklers in the front of the set piece. Of course, they are being closely supervised by the adult figurines. Finally, these sets capture the most important thing, which is the gathering of family during the Lunar New Year time. The first minifigure that we are building in step 1 is of a young man who is wearing a messenger bag. He has a happy smiling face and has a fairly detailed printed shirt. The shirt has a Chinese New Year dragon printed on the back, which I thought was really cool. In step 2, we are building up the wall. Again, there's nothing too remarkable about this step either. Building the wall features, well, I would not really call it features, but more like using the same 1x2 dark gray brick shapes repetitively. As you will see in a later part of step 2, at least the repetitiveness is slightly broken up with the addition of these red brick elements that have holes in them to give an otherwise bland wall a bit more character. Otherwise, well, it's back to building with the same gray pieces.
Find your dreams come true.
you have it, folks. Step 2 is done, and now we're going to be moving on to step 3. In step 3, we are, well, you guessed it, increasing the height of the wall. But that's actually not entirely true either. We will be adding more pieces to finish up the awning of the door, building the double doors themselves, putting tiles on the roof, and building a child minifigure who is holding a snowball ready to throw, I presume, at his dad or even his sister. Here, we are going to give the wall a bit more character. With every single wall in real life, especially during the winter time, you're going to see icicles dangling on a wall. This particular part of the step translates those icicles perfectly in Lego form, in my opinion. So we are taking a Lego element usually reserved for a unicorn's horn, turning that Lego piece upside down, then to represent an icicle. Oh boy, here comes my favorite part of any Lego build, and that would be putting stickers on Lego pieces. I am totally being sarcastic here. I actually cannot stand putting stickers on Legos because it takes me forever to put the stickers on perfectly. I feel like my neuroses comes out during this part. I usually use a pair of tweezers to help me get the alignment straight. Another thing that I do not like about stickers is that it breaks my flow of building. Anyway, sorry for hating on stickers. I just wish that Lego would print the individual blocks with designs, but I suppose that would cost too much. Thankfully, this set has a minimal amount of stickers to it. In step 4, we are building the roof of the wall above the door awning and giving the door awning a little bit more character. The roof of the wall has these white Lego pieces that represents the snow that is melting on top of the roof. Then we are going to be adding 2 Lego lanterns on each side of the doorway. I love these Lego lantern pieces because they perfectly represent the Asian style lanterns. I also like the tassel pieces that attach to the bottom of the lanterns that swing around when you move the wall. Now in this step, the Lego instructions say that we should be giving a snow shovel to Grandma. Well, I don't know about you, but I think we need to respect our grandparents and help them out as much as possible. So yours truly here decided to give the shovel to the nice able-bodied young man with the messenger bag. We don't want Grandma to freeze herself out there in the cold shoveling snow, right? In step 5, we are adding the base by adding more large white pieces that represent snow. We are also putting some more detail in front of the doorway by adding more Lego pieces that represent, well, more snow. In the lower right-hand corner, we are building the base of a small snow-covered tree. And then finally in this step, a grandpa is featured. The grandpa is wearing a nice vest, and in that vest are red envelopes. In case if you did not know, red envelopes are envelopes that are filled with lucky money that older people give to younger children in Chinese culture around the time of the New Year. Out of all the steps in the build, I would have to say that step 6 is my favorite part of the build. Why, you may ask? Well, because it has a ton of firecrackers in it. So we are building a person who is in a Year of the Bull costume, and he's holding a long string of firecrackers. During the Chinese New Year, especially in Taiwan or China, you will see these small firecrackers string together. So when you light this string, one firecracker will explode, setting the next firecracker on the string off in a quick succession. So all you hear is bang, 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 bang for at least 30 seconds straight as all the firecrackers go off. I don't know if you ever have been to Asia, but I would highly recommend going during the Chinese New Year time. It is a crazy week-long celebration of hanging out with family, eating constantly, and lighting fireworks. I really like this part of building the firework explosions on top of the wall. I think these two explosions really make the set pop. I have always been a fan of translucent Lego pieces, and I think that there's something really cool to the aesthetic of these translucent pieces. In fact, I used to use those pieces back in the day to mimic laser guns when Lego had those space sets. We are nearing the end of the build, folks. So in step 7, we are building the body of the dragon along with its 4 legs and the tail. This part of the build extensively uses leaf pieces in both gold and orange colors. I think the leaves are used to represent the scales of the dragon. Also, what I thought was super cool about the dragon's tail is that it has a huge firecracker at the end of it. I think it is a nice touch from the Lego group to tie in the firecrackers that are used during Chinese New Year's celebrations. So when I was finishing up step 7, I realized that I had more pieces than I should, and I really hate it when that happens. that means you're truly messed up and forgot a piece. So when I tried to put the piece that I forgot, I realized it did not fit, so I had to backtrack in the directions and figure out exactly where I messed up. Don't worry, I think this happens to the best of us at least once per build. I'm just thankful that I'm not building a Technic set because, well, if you forget or mess up on a part, you will have whole sections of the set that does not work properly. Yeah, don't ask me how I know. This is likely going to become a meme that I screw up at least one time during a build. Alright, here we are in the 8th and final step of the build. So in this step, we are building the dragon's head. I believe that the blend of maroon, teal, orange, and gold on this dragon really makes it pop on the tabletop. I also really like how the teal colored bananas frame the eye area of the dragon. And there you have it, folks. The set is finished and on display in its full glory. Again, this is not my favorite set in the Chinese New Year LEGO collection, but it still reflects Chinese culture pretty well. Anyway, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to see more builds. See you in the next video.